In the Canyon Athletic Association, there is a brand new football team. Three letters, A.L.A. Three more letters, W-I-N. Got their first victory last night right here in Sierra Vista, and we are so glad to welcome you to this episode of Coach's Corner, brought to you by SSBEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community. At the head of this amazing operation that we'll talk about, that John and I got to see just a few weeks ago and see the improvements, the marked improvements that have happened just over the handful of weeks, is this man right here, Coach John Kraus. Good to see you, sir. Man, it's great to see you. Let's talk about starting a brand new program from scratch. Basically, is what happened here at A.L.A. This is your first year. First of all, congratulations on the big win last night. I do want to talk about that, but thinking about the undertaking of starting a new program at a new school. My goodness, all the things that go into that. What was it like seeing the kids come out for tryouts and seeing which kids would be a part of that team that we ultimately saw get that victory last night?
So it was a little nerve-wracking actually, not knowing any of the kids beforehand, other than my son and Coach Lee's son, TJ. We didn't have any prior contact with any of the individuals, so really didn't know who was enrolled here, who was going to be interested in playing football. So it was a big mystery game, I guess. Seeing who would walk out onto the field and give it a shot.
So it was almost a grab bag. You didn't know what was inside, and then all of a sudden you get these players. And I talked to one of your assistant coaches 4 weeks ago when we had the opportunity to see the scrimmage against you guys and Berean. And one of the coaches mentioned something to the effect of a majority of the players who are on this team have never played organized football before in past.
That's correct. Yeah.
Woo.
We have 12 of 15 on our roster right now have maybe 1 year of previous experience. If that, most of that group has not played organized football at all.
And for those that ended up watching the game last night that we were broadcasting over at Keith Hampton Field, that game was not supposed to be there. I mean, all the things that happened just to get to that moment had to be completely unnerving or nerve-wracking. But once you have those guys prepared to do this, how do you prepare kids who've never played the sport before to be able to excel at the level that they did last night?
So we start at the beginning. You start with fundamentals. If kids can't get in the stance, you don't get into formations. If you can't get into formations, you don't run plays. So you make sure you have a good fundamental base and you move forward from there as they're able to pick up what you're teaching. If at any point you get too far ahead and it's falling apart, you got to bring it back. We would like to get to more complicated schemes offensively and defensively, but we have to move at the pace that the players are able to adapt to and apply what they're learning as they go.
What incremental steps upward have you seen? What has been the trajectory over the course of these weeks? I mean, obviously, since the 4 weeks that we saw your team, to me, it looked like a completely different team. Are you seeing that as well on the field with the production from the team?
In certain aspects, yes. We're seeing a lot more understanding of the concepts, a lot more confidence in the execution of those concepts. Some of the basic fundamentals we're still polishing up, particularly our tackling, but growing where the players are showing natural ability, putting them in positions where they can be successful and take advantage of those skills at the same time.
Speaking of success, last night a win, 32-28. You guys had your very first win as a program ever. So exciting! Your first scores, your first touchdowns as a program ever. So you're at 500 right now. Talk about the positives that you saw in last night's game. What were some of the big things that really pushed toward that victory last night?
We saw great play from our offensive and defensive line, which the same kids, they just switch sides. We're not a very big team. So the offensive defensive line played really well. Our quarterback did a very good job of seeing the play develop and getting the ball to the correct receiver a couple times. We've been working on this as well. With 8-man, I told TJ, even as you're dropping back into for the pass, I want you thinking run. So if you see that wide open green in front of you, take it, get those yards. And he did that more. He as opposed to sitting there trying to complete the pass, like you would normally an 11th man, just be patient and let somebody get open.
You don't have that time, yeah.
Because that edge is so much shorter. There's only one person, but it's so much shorter. It's so that rush lane is so much closer to you. So, yeah, he did a great job of that, making things happen. Chase Sellers did extremely well. We had some players step up, and as we progressed through the game, some kids got a little banged up, and we had to bring them out. And kids stepped into positions that they hadn't necessarily practiced, but because they are being attentive and paying attention in practice, they're learning the whole scheme. So they were able to fit in and do a good job for us on the fly, which was really good to see. Really good to see.
There were so many positives that I saw just from a broadcast perspective. Again, from 4 weeks ago, this is a completely different team. So I'm glad that you're seeing those marked improvements every week as well. Looking at the breakdown of the team itself, how many seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, what's the balance there?
We have one senior.
Okay.
We had a junior. He recorded our first sack against Skyline Gila River, but he is no longer playing for his own reasons. We have 3 or 4 sophomores, and the rest are freshmen.
Wow. So literally, you are building the future in the present.
Yes, absolutely.
How does that feel, knowing that you could have these kids for 4 years? I mean, these kids are going to be seniors in 4 years, and you're literally starting the building blocks here at year 1.
And that's great, knowing that we'll be able to work with the majority of this team for the next 4 years and develop them along the way. Additionally, with the junior high program here at A.L.A., we'll be able to fold those students right in, having practiced and learned the same concepts and same schemes. So as they come in as a freshman, there won't be that learning curve necessarily that you normally have at a school where the junior high and the high school are not connected.
See, that's the fascinating part. I remember back when I played, for Buena, and remember hearing all the things about the Amphi school district. Amphi was really big back in the early 90s when I played. And they had the exact same play. The seniors, at Amphi at the 5A level, they had the exact same thing in like their Pop Warner leagues.
Yes.
I mean, it was the exact same playbook. So being able to use that here
Absolutely.
for even seeing right now the middle schoolers who are going to grow into this program, you just see some positive things, right?
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a process, and we as coaches have to be patient with that, and not. I mean, of course, we expect the most out of the kids. That's what I told them day one. I was like, all I want is everything you got, but we have to be patient ourselves, and we will get there, but it's going to be a couple years before we're really rolling well.
Well, and looking at the rest of this season, obviously sitting right now at 500, looking ahead, how many games are left actually in this season for you guys right now?
We only have a 7-game season.
Okay.
Tohono O'odham High School had to unfortunately cancel their season this year, so that drops us down one. So 5 games left. 3 of those are home games, though. So that's a plus.
Yeah, no kidding. And will the home games, did you get it worked out where you'd be at Hampton, or will you be at other locations around Sierra Vista instead of having to go to St. David, or is that going to be a possibility as well?
Yep. So the remaining home games are all Saturdays.
Oh, perfect.
And the next one is October 5th with the last weekend of the Youth League, and they're finishing early that day, so we'll be able to jump in at 7 o'clock right after the Youth League is done. And then the field will be available for the additional Saturdays.
Nice. Oh, man. Okay, so mark your calendars. Next home game, the 5th. So just a couple weeks out from right now, being able to support. And what did it feel like to have that kind of support from the community last night? I noticed there was the Berean team was actually a lot of players from Berean. Head coach Jalen was there as well. And then seeing the community come out from this gorgeous school here, A.L.A. What did that mean to your players and your coaching staff to have that kind of support?
That's one of the great things about Sierra Vista. Whenever we do joint camps or anything like that where all the schools are coming together for the same event, we always state, hey, we may go here, you may wear red, you may wear blue, but we're all Sierra Vista, and that's how we bring it together every time. Our cheer at the end or at the end of the camp, we all cheer Vista. Right? So this is a really nice tight knit community. And we support each other, and I know a lot of our players and coaches will be going to the Buena game tonight to see them take on Tucson High, the rival. So this is a good community to be part of.
That's awesome. I love the camaraderie between the schools. I love the support that's shown, and of course, from the amazing staff here at A.L.A. I was here just a couple weeks ago for the 9/11, or last week for the 9/11 memorial that they did here with bringing in the first responders. If you don't mind me asking, what is it that you do for a full-time? Are you a full-time coach, or is there something else that you do?
I wish I was a full-time coach. That would be a dream job, right? But no, I'm a border patrol agent, and I've been in for 17 years now. So seeing the school support first responders and law enforcement it hits hard. It hits the heart well.
Yeah, well, we appreciate all that you do, and of course, all of your coworkers, and we love our first responders so much, and everything that they do. It's Coach's Corner with Jeff Davenport, brought to you by Ssvec. Talking to head coach John Kraus here at A.L.A. What was your sporting life like when you were a kid? What sports did you play, and where did you go to school? What was your upbringing?
So I grew up in Virginia, born and raised in Virginia. Growing up, I played football and baseball. Once I got into middle school, I added wrestling and track. And then after my sophomore season, when I received my first recruiting letter, that's when I realized I had a shot at it. So all my effort went into football. I finished first team All-State my senior year. I received a full athletic scholarship to Ohio University, where I started as a true freshman and played for 4 seasons under Jim Grobe, who was an amazing coach, amazing man as well. Very good role model for young people. But yeah, so my dad was my head coach.
Okay.
And having that mentorship, I quote my dad more often than any other person that you normally say. This guy said this, so it's always, I always fall back to quoting my father, because he was such a huge influence, both as a parent and a coach and a teacher. But yeah.
And now you get to coach your son.
Now I get to coach.
So that generational coaching within your own family. That was what I was going to ask, was who were the coaches in your life that were maybe the ones who still have those echoes resonate through you today?
So my father, first and foremost, Jim Grobe, and Ethan Reeves, who was the strength coach at Ohio. Ethan Reeves is an amazing strength coach. I've applied a lot of his teachings and philosophies for developing athletes in developing the training program. My son put on 25 pounds of muscle this summer doing that program. So
wow.
That's one of the things we're going to do here. In the off season, we're going to give the guys a week to rest, and then we're going to hit it hard. So being in the weight room is definitely going to help out next year.
And having a facility like that here on site,
absolutely,
obviously, and building the stadium here. I mean, there's so many exciting things in the future for A.L.A.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be a great time to be here and be coaching here.
Yeah, it is. And like I told the boys this year, that we don't call them growing pains, we call them birthing pains, because we are just getting it going.
Yeah.
Paul Butler, I had a chance to take a leadership conference of his, and he gave the example of the difference between bison and cows.
Huh.
So as a storm approaches, bison will turn and run into the storm. And doing so, they're exposed to it for less time. Cows run away from the storm and prolong the exposure. That's why you never see frozen buffaloes, or frozen bison, but you see frozen cows out there. So we have to be bison. We have to face the storm and head first into it.
Wow, I've never heard of that analogy before. And just when you think you hear it all, you get to learn about it. I will never look at bison the same way. I will never watch a Buffalo Wild Wings commercial the same way ever again. I will never do that. I'll wrap it up here. We usually have two final questions that we ask all of our coaches on the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Ssvec. Head coach John Kraus, what is it about football? What are things, a lot of the kids that end up playing for you, many of them will not have the luxury like you and I did to go on to that next level to play college football. What is it that they can learn in high school football that are tangible moments and tangible things that they can take with them the rest of their life, no matter what they pursue? What are those things that they're going to learn from you and from being a part of the A.L.A. football program?
So football teaches many valuable lessons that are applicable later in life. You learn how to set individual goals. You learn how to set team goals. You learn how to work towards both those goals as an individual and as a team. You learn personal accountability. You learn accountability as a group. And all of those things carry forward into your life and make you successful, help you be successful. On top of that, football is the best sport there is. You need every aspect of athleticism. You need speed, you need agility, You need stamina and endurance. You need strength and power. You know, it really brings in all aspects of all other sports into one concise game.
And that's why it's the best.
It is absolutely the best.
Love that answer. The final question that we ask all of our coaches on Coach's Corner, the most important question that you could possibly ever answer in your entire coaching life. Head coach of the A.L.A. football program, John Kraus, what is your all-time favorite sports movie?
My all-time favorite sports movie. That's interesting.
It's always the stumper. It's always
so football-wise,
it could, yeah. If you want to break it down into different categories, that's fine too.
Football-wise, I'd have to say The Replacements.
Really?
Yes, because the football in that movie was the most accurate.
Oh, okay.
You know, you don't have. It's not like what's that one with Any Given Sunday. The play in the game or in the movie, rather, the gameplay in the movie is fake.
Yeah.
The program.
The program.
So fake. But yeah, I would have to say the Replacements because the football was the most accurate to real game situation.
Yeah.
But going beyond football, League of Their Own.
Oh, come on. There's no crying in baseball. Come on. I mean,
Tom Hanks is
That's great. I love that. Those are fantastic answers. And of course, for more information on A.L.A., my goodness, the things that are going on here are absolutely unbelievable. And we're so proud of you. We're proud of your team, Coach. Again, congratulations on the big win last night. And the rest of the season, we can't wait to watch how it unfolds. And we will be covering all of the home games, or as many as we possibly can, right here on Cool FM. And we're excited to see the continued growth of the team here at American Leadership Academy in Sierra Vista. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know what you want to do. You want to comment. You want to tag all the parents of all the kids that are on the football team and then go to A.L.A. and you want to share this video around yourself to let everybody know about John Kraus, the head coach here for the football program at A.L.A. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Coach's Corner, brought to you by SSBEC, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, serving our community. A.L.A., W-I-N, I think we could say W-I-N-S. There's a lot more to come, and the program in the future is bright. And, Coach, we're so proud of you guys last night, the effort for the whole staff, and then for the entire, all the administrators, and then the student section that was just going crazy last night. And then that crazy guy who was on the microphone there on the sideline, I think helping you out, did a great job too. No, we love him. We love the principal here. I mean, we love everybody. And again, we're so proud of you guys and can't wait to see how the rest of the season ends up unfolding. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day and go Guardians. Oh man, that was